In today's video, I fabricate my own steering box brace for my Jeep XJ with simple metal that I have laying around the garage.
Good morning, I'm Dan from Build to Explore, and we need to get ready for 24 Hours of Appalachia in Ohio. We're less than a month away, but we are not ready.
A common issue with the Jeep XJ is that stresses from the steering box can break the bolts and even crack the unibody. Many manufacturers make steering box braces. This one here from Barnes, as you can see, holds the bottom of the steering box and distributes the load into the unibody. Preparing for this event has gotten pretty expensive, so it's just not in the budget right now to buy a nice pre-fabricated unit from Barnes. But if I stare at this long enough today, I think I'll be able to come up with a solution that will accomplish the same goals. I'm starting the process by trying to fabricate something to hold the bearing end of the steering box casting. Just kind of trying some things. Hole sawed a 2 1/4 inch hole through a piece of plate that I had that was round. Trying to imagine like what I can do to make these clamp around here, I guess. 2 1/4 is a little loose. I guess 2 1/16 might be a better starting point. I don't really have a firm direction here, so just hang with me. We'll see how this turns out. So took a little bit off, so it's no longer a complete circle. Trying to figure out how to deal with this one part of the casting back here. So that clears nice. So now if I can make something that would clamp, potentially I got something. All right, things are starting to come along here. We've got bit of a weldment, but it is taking shape. That's drilled for a 3/8 bolt. So let's see if this fits, then we'll go ahead and make something on the other side. Figure out how to brace it to the front. All right. So, you guys can see. So that's kind of what we're looking like. This side, this side towards the front of the vehicle is the one that's going to be braced to a cross member. So I think we got this one on the run. All right, it's coming together. This is the other tab. Arch. May not be the prettiest thing I ever made, but until we get paint on it, it'll probably look okay. All right. It's quite the contraption at this point, but let's see if I have to trim it all to get it to clear the house. Looks good so far. I have something attached to where the bearing goes. It's going to be made to attach those two things together and spread the load out into the frame. I was a little skeptical with how this was going in the beginning, but doing okay now. Drilled a hole 30 1/2 inches apart. Those are 5/8. They line up with that, hopefully. All right. So we got this bar. All right, so now we are making the brackets that go and tie it into the holes that mount the sway bar. Holes laid out. I'm just going to chamfer the end on the inside edge of this so that way when I weld it and I grind it back so it sits flush, there's still plenty of weld in there. So I'm going to be bolting these on and then tacking them. That way now I have a solid fit. You're starting to see plate, cross plate. I'm gonna have to make something to tie this in. I'm gonna go ahead and tack that. I'll fully weld it once it's out. And I think we're ready for the welder. So when I unbolt this, hopefully those tacks will hold. Now I got to figure out how to hold this side to here. And I'll take it out and fabricate a nice bracket. Okay, so 2 plates temporarily holding that on. So I'm gonna get this all out, figure out how to brace everything up. And then I think when it goes back in, it'll be ready to bolt down. Comes out, inside. All right. Go ahead and weld some of this together. All right, so that's the plate I came up with. So I'm going to burn that in and then knock off the tack plates. Add this little brace on the back. All right, last test fit. See, everything's drawn in real nice. Looks good. I'll probably end up getting longer bolts for the sway bar stuff. Pretty good. I am going to be welding this piece of square tube to give it some more vertical rigidity. Not there. Pretty good. I'm happy with it. Not too bad for one afternoon. All right, it is the end of the weekend and didn't get as much done as I'd like, but here are some shots of the finished product right before paint. But you can see here we got the steering brace painted. You know, at some point, we might add another piece to support the end of the pinion like the ones you see that a couple of vendors make. So we'll let this dry overnight. We'll get some longer bolts, and tomorrow night we got other stuff going on, but Tuesday night I'll get this bolted up. Here's the finished product all installed. I'm really happy with how this one turned out, and I'm excited to get it out on the trail to see if it feels any different. Again, I'm Dan from Build to Explore, and if you're interested in this 24 Hours of Appalachia event that we're doing, we only have 3 weekends left till that hits off. So if you've got any value out of this, please like and subscribe, and every little bit of support helps. Thanks for watching.